And we're live.
Oh my.
Look at us.
Hmm.
Well,
I would, but I see a commercial instead.
I'll let you run this rodeo.
No, I'm doing cat wrangling, am I?
Yeah, okay. You're the cat wrangler tonight.
So no pre-roll, nothing you want to announce. No
only thing I would say is that Ivan and, Eddie.
Well, we'll
Jake
do that in legal.
Yeah.
As once again, legal would like to remind everyone that while you may enjoy tonight's escapades, you will feel bad about yourself for enjoying it. Much like Eddie and Jake, who are not able to join us tonight because they felt really bad about themselves tonight.
They did. It's quite sad, but it's the way it is.
It is, unfortunately. But we're here, so I guess we're playing something. And that something tonight is Weird Frontiers, the DCC game, a horrified spaghetti western, I guess. Yeah, well, we're well into a campaign, so let's just do roll call. Chuck?
Oh, snap. That's me. I'm Chuck. I am playing Pierce McIntyre, our occultist. So far I've done a good job of not dying. I have very few hit points, so I've been very worried about that.
Yeah. It's number one job of most occultists, because when you die, you've got certain bargains you got to fulfill. Yeah. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Jeremy, who you got?
Hi, I'm playing Scab. I'm a Tommy knocker. I'm 12 years old. I got sold off to the mines, and there was a cave-in, and then I feel a little funny ever since then. I have a lot of hit points, so I guess I'm really good at working for Mr. McIntyre, and I get 4 whole cents a day. It's great.
The lawyers would also like us to point out that while his character may appear to be 12 years old, he is in fact 18 or over, and anything we do to him is completely legal.
They shoved money inside all my wounds.
They do.
You just make such a good smuggling tool.
I mean, I don't even know how to follow this up really. Chance is like the last normal guy in town, and he's sick of it. That's about it.
Oh, those women just throwing themselves at you because you're the last normal male.
I'm just hoping that
there's only so many home cooked dinners you can go to in a night. I mean, after a while.
I'm hoping like some of these suckers, nice gentlemen who came on the train will stick around.
Take some of that pressure off.
Joe, who you got?
I am playing the Jebediah Bejebbums, the gambler who's amassing identities faster than he is money. So hopefully he'll be able to capitalize on some of that.
All right, so we left kind of in a particular spot last time, and it's unfortunate that Jake isn't with us. Because he was about to talk with the departed body of one now late Pinkerton by the name of Dimitri, who is, other than his hand, which has been handed over to, what was Jake's care? Killian? It's been handed over to Killian. Scab's been eating the rest of his body. So that's disappearing quickly.
As you do.
As you do.
Yeah.
One bite-sized chunk at a time, because, the school marms did teach you manners, Scab.
Pinky's out.
Yep, and he does chew.
He does chew. 24 times before swallowing.
Yeah. You gotta.
There we go. But you survived an ambush by some of the local giant hill folk who decided to get ornery and throw boulders at you. The quickly erected cacti barrier, you were able to skedaddle far enough away to treat your fallen luchador.
I rode off and started shooting at him. And
You did.
I tried to die, but I failed.
But you're a few miles from town. You've got one very wounded luchador who's, I believe, currently at 1 hit point.
Yeah.
And we'll say Killian, in the attempts to contact the spirit of Dimitri, unless he shows up here in the next few minutes, just stares off into the distance in a fugue state. And he's just going to stand there having a Vietnam flashback, because you're never too old to have one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe to flash
Or too
forward at
young.
this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Yeah, he's just staring off to the distance, seeing what kind of unknown hell you don't know. But yeah, here you are, guys. You're a couple hours from town. I believe you got like 2 horses. Your wagon was smashed. 3 horses, including Dan's or Chance's.
Well, we should definitely head back to town. Get some medical treatment. Find a blacksmith that we can pay off to reduce our gold into bars. And then, yeah, I have no idea. Killian's taking a nap right now, and I don't know what our next steps were going to be because we didn't get paid.
Jebediah, are you currently in possession of the 1 Arkansas toothpick from our departed Mr. Dimitri, or has Pierce not handed it back yet?
I gave it back.
I feel like I gave it to him for just a short amount of
Yeah,
time.
I gave it
but
back
I
to
have
him.
it currently on my persons.
For just a moment then, Jebediah, as the blade's handed back to you and you sheath it, you swear you hear the flutter of giant wings and a bright light, like someone just took a big powder flash photograph of you or something, and it's just really quick from the blink of an eye, kind of in your peripheral. No one else seems to have noticed it
It's not like as I'm grabbing the.
as you're putting it away.
Totally normal.
Interesting. I don't know if there's anything I can do to kind of. Is there like a investigation type check I could make on this blade to see if I know anything about it, or
It looks like a
anything stands
normal
out to it?
blade to you. Pierce has told you that there's definitely something about it, though, something special about it. Pierce, your little spidey senses went off when you picked up the blade.
Yeah.
Due to your occult senses. You haven't really investigated it to figure out what it is, what's special about it, but there's something special about it. I don't believe that Jebediah would have any way of really discerning that himself. It's just
I
a
don't think
nice,
so.
it's not well made, full tang blade. It's heavy. It's got a nice hacking surface on one side and a saw surface on the other. It's good foot long of steel.
It's good for tickling.
Maybe there's someone back in town that can tell me a little bit more about it. So,
I mean, I can
wanna do that.
certainly explore it with my gifts, but I can't guarantee any success.
if it won't hurt you, then sure. I'd
Shouldn't.
be curious.
No. Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do here, but I'm going
Exactly.
to.
You have a particular spell in mind you want to try
I have
and use. Your
absolutely-
senses doesn't really tell you any more than
Yeah.
there's something significant about it. It has the weight of both age and power about it, but
Yeah.
more than that.
Closest thing I have is the occultist investigation thing. What is that? Not arcane channeling. Okay, yeah, I just get a dive modifier. I'm gonna take it, find a tree, and stick it in it. Jebediah, you're the new owner of the blade. I need you to come here for a second.
Okay.
Hold your arm out. This is going to hurt, but it's not going to seriously injure you. I'm just going to poke you with the end to get a little bit of your blood on it. Because before, obviously, the Pinkerton was activating something using blood.
And he'll like expose a region of his thigh and says, like, I kind of don't want to risk anything.
I
with
fully
my arms.
understand. I'll give him just a small little, tiny little cut, just enough to get a little blood and just wipe the knife on it to get it coated on both sides. Stick it
Notice
back
that
in the tree.
blood
Yeah.
soaks into the blade as if the blade were a sponge.
That's
For
quite
a moment there,
Hmm.
kind of has like a moire effect across the blade, making it look like it's it's rippled, and then it's
Okay.
gone after just a moment.
Okay, that was unexpected. I will stick the blade back in the tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
You stick the blade into the tree and you don't use a lot of elbow grease to do it. You're expecting just to stick, half an inch of the blade in.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, the blade sinks in until the hilt hits the bark of the tree. And there's a sizzling and popping sound as the tree sap just kind of boils and bubbles around the blade.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Okay. So that is very interesting. Next time you come across someone ill-intentioned, stab the crap out of them with this and see what it does. I was just going to try and talk to the knife, but now after seeing this, that just feels like a silly idea.
All right, noted. I definitely don't want to miss the sheath when I'm putting this away.
Yes, that would be bad. I'll hand it back to you. Might try saying something to it.
Hello, knife. I'm your new owner.
Nothing really happens other than you feel a deep shame to yourself. Yeah, nothing.
Barely detectable. Doesn't pass my baseline.
Yeah, we'll need. Maybe Killian could sort something out of this if he wasn't spaced out so intensely. But yeah, maybe
He does that, I suppose.
Maybe we can find someone in town.
Okay. Is this knife like branded or marked in any way? Like, does it have
like a maker's mark?
Dimitri's name on it anywhere?
Not that you see, no. And that is kind of odd for steel made this well. You would definitely expect that its artisan would have left his mark on it or their mark on it. But it's not. There's nothing. It's smooth. It's wicked looking. It's definitely made to fight. There's nothing ornamental about it at all. It's like brutally efficient, and it barks like a small dog.
That's the most dangerous part.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll just sheath it, and we'll see what happens when we get back to town. If anyone might be able to give me more info on it.
All right.
But,
yeah, so you're gonna have to double up on the horses, or some of you are gonna have to walk. You've got one very injured luchador. Killian is just out of it. You're not sure what's going on with him. He's still breathing, and he's kind of just standing there rigid, looking off into the distance, but he's not really reachable.
Yeah,
and
I
again,
guess
you have three horses.
Killian's the smaller of the two. I'll just put him over my shoulders in a fireman's carry.
You're 12 years old, so like his head and his ankles are hitting the ground with his middle over your shoulder.
But yeah, this 12-year-old boy just picks up a grown man.
Okay.
Well, you
got
could definitely
this,
walk
sir.
to town that way. You would definitely slow down the rest of the party as well, though. So either way, I mean, you double up as best you can. Maybe you take turns riding and walking, but several hours later, you re-enter the town of Sweet Waters. You left fairly early in the morning. You were gone most of the day, so you're getting there towards evening, well before sundown. But things are starting to settle down for the day. The farmers have stopped tending the fields. The local bars are starting to fill up with people tired from a day's work, looking for a little bit of hydration in the form of beer. But things are strangely quiet as you come into town. The saloon is it's open. I mean, like you can see lights are already lit. Town does have electricity, by the way, since there is a telegrapher's office. Yeah. Well, some of the buildings have electricity. But the Star Hotel has the fanciest of the bars, and the one that you possibly have an open tab at. And you also have rooms there, so that would be naturally where you're heading. Things are very quiet, and people, not too many people are going in, but a lot of people are leaving very quietly, very timidly, exiting the lower level, the bar level of the hotel.
I'll grab one of them as they're leaving.
Do we smell that bad? Like as soon as we showed up, they're leaving?
They were already leaving before you showed up, but you guys are not looking good. I mean,
Yeah.
you went through a pretty bad battle, and you've got all kinds of like monster entrails and guts and stuff about you. And you've got one very broken luchador who's clinging
yeah.
onto life.
I only have 3 HP myself, so
There you go. You see, you guys are not looking
Yeah.
good. But despite that, the patrons of the hotel don't even give you a second glance. They're in a hurry to get out, but not so fast that they're running. It's like kind of that scared walk fast sort of thing,
Yeah.
but not so fast that you attract attention. So if you just casually try to stop someone, no one's stopping. Everyone's like trying to leave.
so they're mall walking away.
They're mall walking. There you go.
I'll go up to like one of the, like a window along the front or something like that.
Okay.
Take a look inside. Do I see anything that stands out?
Yes. There is one lone table in the middle of the floor where one of the giants is sitting on 2 chairs. There are several pitchers of beer in front of him. This one is a lot more rustic looking than the last ones you saw.
Okay.
He's got like sheep hide over his massive shoulders, like the skull of the sheep are still on either one as they come down over the top. He's got a scarf that covers his eyes and the top part of his head. He's got kind of like an old cowboy type of slouch hat on that's kind of ratty but very large, so kind of droops over his face. And he's got cradled around one of his arms like this enormously thick shepherd's crook. And like all the other tables that are normally on the floor have all been scooted out. So like he is the center of attention, the focus of attention. And there are still some patrons in there.
Mm-hmm.
The people that work there, you can see, are still at the bar, just kind of looking around with the look of just awe on their face.
Yeah. And you said
you
his
see that their
eyes are covered?
yeah, there's this big kind of bandage across his eyes.
I guess we can go in and
Does he
sit
seem to have
down.
like does he seem to be like kind of feeling around the table as he's like going to drink for things? Or
All right, so you come up to the window and you kind of wipe off some of the dust and plaster your face in there and look in as well. He just casually is drinking one of the big pitchers of beer as if it were a small cup. He's very casual looking. He's not like the crook is just kind of laying on his shoulder and down to the floor. He's not grasping it at all. Just very casual, relaxed look. He's got a few turkey legs on the table or some kind of fowl on the table that he's eating.
I'll just go in.
Okay.
Pull up a chair and sit at his table.
As you come in, before you make it to the table, his head kind of pokes up in the air and he starts sniffing the air, and it directs his face towards you. And as he turns his face, make me a luck check.
Find where my character sheet went. Is that the test I just did? 18?
Is that a fail? You need to be under your luck.
Under.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
An 18 is a fail.
All right. Yeah, so he turns his head. That's again, his eyes were swathed in like this bandage. It does appear to be a bandage now that you're closer, as there seems to be a little bit of blood seeping the front of it. And he sniffs the air. He says, clears his throat. As a hero approached.
Huh?
Has a hero approached?
Well, I'm guessing you don't find me to be one, so probably not.
That's yet to be determined.
Seeing that things didn't immediately break out into violence.
One second, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
It's all right.
Sure.
Seeing as things didn't immediately break out into violence, I'll give Scab the nod, and I'll head on in and bring
Yeah,
Ivan in
like-
with you.
All
What
right.
kind of hero are you looking for?
Again, the nose goes up in the air as he smells the air as people walk in. Good. Many choices.
Okay.
Now
I'm
listen
gonna
here,
try and
mister.
slink around.
If you go throwing any rocks at my patron here, we're going to have a hard time of it.
Everybody that just walked in, go ahead and make me luck checks. Tell me if anybody
Okay.
succeeds.
It's so bad. No.
It's terrible.
I pass.
Jebediah, you're drawn to his face, of course, noticing the bandage over his eyes. Did I say eyes? He has a unibrow, and you're looking very closely at that bandage. You think eye. You think that this giant has a single eye in the middle of his head.
Cyclops.
I'll probably whisper that to the other guys. I think I wanted to like slink around the corners of the room and go up to my room to freshen up and then come back down before getting something to eat. I did have a question too. Is there a way to get rid of hexes other
Boons.
than
Burn a boon.
Boons. Burn a boon.
burn boons? Okay.
I've got 2 of them. Although
Yeah.
I think we decided that they're ill-gotten, but oh well.
Yep. Hexes are kind of like the forces of good and bad luck. I mean, it hangs around until you can neutralize it with good luck, basically.
Mhm. Okay.
Right. So go ahead. Nothing?
That's
Okay.
all I was gonna do.
Yep. I'll wave over to the bartender for the usual, some whiskey and some meat. I assume that they know what I want here by now.
The cyclops at the table just shakes his head and grabs his pitcher and says, "When a hero presents themselves, come forward." Drinks, puts
mean,
down the beer.
What do you consider a hero? Just someone who can do a thing, or
I'll go sit down at the table and I'll
Sit, speak.
help.
any of us can do a thing?
Yeah, I'll help Scab get Ivan set down as well.
This is Ivan. He's real heroic.
He's also incredibly injured right now.
Because one of your kin threw a boulder at him.
He just nods kind of slowly. Heroes do, but a hero is decided by the fortunes, by the fates. Is there a hero in this village?
Is this like a business proposition or
You're not there. You went upstairs.
okay?
How about we just say sure?
Yes.
Some might say I'm a hero, and some might not.
Ivan here is the most heroic of all of us, but he's currently incapacitated. But, we're all more than capable of handling ourselves and thinking in obscure ways to achieve ends.
Slowly takes another drink from his beer. Says, "When a fledgling hero stands before the door, there is a gatekeeper. I am that keeper. Prove to me your worth as a hero. State your challenge."
I challenge you to a spelling bee.
The challenge has been heard. Now we have the terms. In what language?
English.
This new American English?
Yes, this new American English.
He nods. What will you forfeit upon loss?
Gold.
He weighs that for a moment. I have not wealth enough, perhaps. And he pulls from his pouch several thick, heavy silver coins and throws them on the table. They look ancient, most definitely heavier than the silver dollars that are going about now. Not a hero's amount, I'm afraid, but this I will wager.
Scab, if you wouldn't mind producing an equal amount.
I'm not real good at the counting, but I'm just going to pull something out of my ribs here. Shing, shing, clink, clink, clink.
Okay. There is a reaction to this gold being placed upon the table. At first, he starts to nod, and then his nose kind of dilates, and then he quickly stands up. His chair's falling behind him, the shepherd's cane is out in his hand, and just really suddenly is extended so that the crook of it is just right at your neck.
Hey, now you don't go acting all high and mighty. We killed some real terrible people to get this gold.
I was going to say it was going to be at your neck, but you're a 12-year-old. Your neck is probably barely up to the tabletop.
I'm trying to reach it up. I can reach your crook.
Put it on top of your head.
Yeah, it's a pierce. So the crook of the staff is just like just barely touching your Adam's apple pierce.
No need to escalate this.
Get that cursed gold from the table. No hero would touch this. You bring woe and destruction to your town by bringing it here.
Well, we did not know that it was cursed. Although where we got it from was pretty sketchy. So, I mean, I guess it's not a huge leap of logic to see it as cursed gold.
No, wait. Mr. Pierce is a hero. He went in there bravely to take out those horrible people, and he got that gold fair and square. You take that back.
The words from a child, an innocent, whether dead or alive, has much weight. Much weight indeed. Introduce yourself, hero.
I told you, Mr. Pierce.
No, Scabby's talking to you this time.
Oh. I don't really know my name, but the foreman called me Scab. After the cave-in, my memory's fuzzy. I'm sorry, sir. But could you please stop pointing that thing at Mr. Pierce's face?
Remove the cursed gold from this establishment, lest you bring the roof down upon us.
In the meantime, I do got a gold nugget worth some money, so I'll just put the gold nugget up.
Yeah, I'll take the gold and wrap it in my jacket and go stash it under like the porch.
Okay.
I'll get the rest. If it's bothering you, I'll pull the rest out. Oh, this is gonna take a minute, sir. I'm
Insert
sorry.
the sounds of flapping, slurping meat as things are yanked from your body. All right, Jebediah, you've come down.
Okay.
So he rights the chairs and takes a seat again with the crook of his shepherd's staff over his knees. It says, the challenge has been accepted. Who will officiate? You.
To Jebediah.
He actually is, his face points towards the bar. You are a servant of this establishment. Serve here now. He's like, yes, sir. Leaps over the bar, gets there as fast as he can. He is terrified. He kind of sideways looks at you guys and says, he's been asking for a hero all day. He's beat the Holy Tarnation out of a whole bunch of folks.
Probably because you picked a poor game to play against him.
Yes.
What game
Some fella tried to play him in a game of pinochle. It didn't go good for him. Didn't go good for him at all.
Oh no. I've got an idea for a game in case this one don't go well.
Okay. Well, you keep that in your hat, and that's our plan too. we've challenged him to a spelling bee.
Oh.
All right.
See if you can spell my name.
I don't even know if any of us can do that.
No.
So the barkeep who is here, now understanding what his role is, he looks around, he grabs a menu,
Okay.
turns it to the really expensive page. Right. He pulls a coin from a pocket. Says, Mr. Pierce, sir, your heads. Our guest here is tails. He flips a coin. Comes up, Mr. Pierce.
Okay.
Your first word is, and he looks at the menu, pheasant. Please spell the word pheasant, sir. Make me an intelligence check. Yeah. This is your character, not Chuck.
Yeah, I was gonna do you want me? That's why I was specifically looking at. I said spelling test because that's the only stat that I didn't destroy. No. I doubt it. Maybe.
I mean, fortunately, it should be a low difficulty.
We're
test.
just gonna do one test here for the whole spelling bee. So you make your intelligence check. He's gonna make his. It's basically target. He's looking at the expensive part of the menu. So we'll say the target number is 10. So you got to at least achieve a 10, and then it's whoever gets the highest over 10.
I did not achieve.
Do we have any
10.
way to re-roll?
No. I don't have any boons left.
Has anybody got any boons?
Yeah, you can spend on someone else's behalf.
Oh, you can? Oh, I would love to spend one on behalf of Mr. Pierce. You got this, Mr. Pierce. You can
Okay.
do this.
Now I will roll it.
Pierce, he's the man. If he can't spell it, no one can.
Fuck.
Actually, it's
wow.
just you can spend a boon on an ally's behalf to give them a +1d modifier to their next action.
So it's too late anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Did you roll?
I
Oh my
did.
gosh.
Yeah, it got worse.
You spell it right like it's on the screen. Pheasant starting with an F-E-Z.
You're gonna owe me a
he could
gold
still fail
nugget.
too. He could still fail too. So we'll see. Oh, he
No,
does not.
God.
He does not. I'm afraid you're not the hero. I need a hero. Has the trappings of luck about them. Has the
I was
force
about
of
to-
fate.
I feel like
I
this
will
is
take
just
your coin,
fortuitous.
however.
Yeah.
Scoops the coin into his pouch.
I'll pay you back.
Yeah. you talk about luck and fate. As it would have it, I got a simple game for you. Just heads or tails.
What is your challenge?
Just take a coin, flip the coin, heads or tails. Winner keeps the coin.
He thinks
Game of
about that for a moment.
Purely luck.
And he says, I've heard your challenge. Here are the terms. 3 tosses. A person may be
tosses.
lucky once, but someone who is fated is always lucky.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the game. Just roll 3 dice. You want to? We'll say you are even. He's odd. Whoever gets the most successes. Just
Sure.
3 even-sided dice. I should
Okay.
clarify.
All right. Do you want to do D20s for it or?
Doesn't matter. It just 3 even-sided dice. You're even. He's odd. Whoever gets the most dice
All right.
succeed.
I'll just roll 3d6.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Jeez. Well, I'm not so lucky either, apparently. On evens.
This is as we did not speak of what was being wagered. Fast as lightning, that crooked that shepherd's hook comes out and just beats you on the side of the head. Now you can possibly react first. I'm just going to put it between you and him though, because this is definitely, his reflexes are really fast. Make an initiative check.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Let's see. I think What?
How did you get a
that-
0?
That didn't, I don't know. It did the math wrong. I got a nat 20 on the roll. And it should be +5. So I have a
Okay.
25.
Well, you see it coming. But you also know that this is likely the repercussions for a loss. So do you take it or do you do something else?
If I can just maybe lessen the blow.
All right. I like that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Why don't you roll a D10? And I'm going to roll the D10. And you can take the lower of the two.
Boy, I'm going to get KO'd here.
Oh,
Hey, that's not
God.
bad.
Oh,
Oh,
Bert, you rolled a D20.
Okay. You take 2.
Okay, that's good because I
just
got
quick.
1 HP.
You roll with it. That likely would have taken your head off if you hadn't rolled with it.
Hey, now that's
so
enough.
You end up on the floor, bruise on the side of your face and the rough shape of a question mark from the crook of his staff. But otherwise, you'll heal.
Mister, that is enough out of you. I'm sick of it. I'm going to wager my sledge against your crook that I can hold my breath longer than you.
Ooh. Seeing as you are not among the living, little one, your bravery speaks volumes, but it would not be a fair test.
What do you mean, not in the living? Mr. Pierce, what's he tell Mr. McIntyre, what's he mean?
Um,
Fine, I'll arm wrestle you.
that's a brilliant idea.
He thinks about it for a moment. He says, well, luck may play into it, I suppose. We'll leave it to fate then. What do you wager? My staff against your sledge?
That's all I got, sir. You didn't want any of the gold. You said it was bad. So outside of that, all I got's this hammer.
It's a fair wager. One fall. You're going to make a strength test. He's going to make a strength test. Basically, it's just highest wins.
okay. So fortunately for strength checks, I do get to go a dice size up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll,
Which is good because he is a giant.
and I could spend a boon to increase my die type again, right?
You
Or
can.
what else can I do with a boon?
Right. So with a boon, you can increase your next roll by die size. You can my handy dandy charts here.
Can you do a reroll as well? 'Cause I've got 2.
You can reshuffle your gun deck. You can rid yourself of hex tokens for a reroll, unless you roll a natural 1, which can't be rerolled.
Okay. I'm gonna use my first boon to raise my D24 up to a D30.
Okay.
And then if I fail, I'll reroll.
All right. Well, he is only rolling a d20, but he has a +6 modifier.
He's got a much better modifier than me.
Yeah, you got bigger dice size. All right. Well, oops,
Oh.
that didn't roll.
19, not bad. Oh,
You beat him.
There we go. Scab's the hero.
Scab is the hero.
You're real big, sir.
Yeah,
I
it's.
think at some point he probably actually like breaks my arm.
you just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just, it's you guys struggle for a bit, and you're eventually able to pin his arm, and he sits up, picks up his staff, and he offers it to you in both hands.
Well,
So there is a hero in your town.
Yeah, I told you, Mr. Pierce is a real good guy. But in fairness, I think you should still take my hammer because you shouldn't go out there without something.
Yeah, takes your hammer. Now is the time that we must speak. I'm a prophet of my people. I have visions. I have visions that require a hero's intervention.
All right. Well, you got Mr. McIntyre here. He's ready to hear you.
This
A
task.
hero can have companions. You are the hero. And these are your companions.
That's right. I'm Mr. McIntyre's companion. That is correct.
Scab, in this situation, you're in charge.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I know
Who the hell came up with that idea?
that's the wager.
Unfortunately, you did
You
unintentionally.
You are the hero in whatever endeavor, and we are your companions to assist you in it.
I heroically listened to the wise advice of Mr. McIntyre.
Good heroes know when to take sage counsel.
He nods. He snaps his finger for more beer to be delivered to the table, and everybody's mugs are filled. There's still some bystanders watching, by the way, but most people have kind of fled.
When the barkeep is up there, I do want to. Would you mind going and getting the doctor? We are in desperate need of medical
Yeah,
aid.
we're all about to die. I feel quite fortunate to get off with 1 HP after that.
Yes, sir. I'll send for the doc. It's kind of late in the evening. He's probably already deep in his cups and his laudanum, but he might still be able to bandage a person up. I'll go get him.
Thank you.
So the giant of a man now sits back with his refilled beer and says, as I say, I'm a prophet of my people. I have visions. I have visions of dark days ahead. And one of you folk, one of the diminutive people, I see in my visions. My visions are not clear as my sight. And he removes the bandage over his eyes. And this causes the rest of the patrons to run. As you see, he's only got but one eye socket, but the eye has been damaged. It looks like sword thrust or something sharp has gone through it, and so it's all kind of muddy and liquidy, and it looks horrible. As my physical sight has been taken, so has some parts of my spiritual sight, but still the visions come upon me. I see a dark day. I see a book with many pages. I see the book has been taken for a dark use, a dark purpose. I see heroes descending upon those who would use the book to bring back gods of old. The heroes win. The book is captured, but the pages have a mind of their own. They fly into the air, into the far corners of the earth. I see here in this town, I see a man of wealth, a man of power, who seeks to take the town to squeeze the populace of all of its blood, of all of its worth. On this man in my vision is one of those pages from that unholy book. Is the man the page? Or does the page possess the man? I don't know. The man is the key here now to stop what is to come. I see 7 riders entering a town, killing all within, slaying, removing fingers, removing souls, removing children. I see the 7 riders going from town to town. This is played over and over. Within the riders is another page of the book.
Okay.
I see a man who was himself seen by one of the elder gods. The god is restless. He blinks in his sleep. The man is within his field of vision. The man is cursed. Somewhere in the man's possession, another page.
Okay.
The hero from this town, I see, may stop what is to come. But my vision fails me. Whether the hero wins or the hero fails, I do not know. But the hero comes from this town. I've come from my hills. I've come from my people. Do not like you. Do not like this town. This town who robs their heritage, who takes from our burial grounds. But I come to warn you. I come looking for hope for all. I have shown you my vision. I have said my words. I will leave in peace. If you are that hero, and he puts his hand like very gently on the top of your head, Scabs. If you are that hero, may you win the day. For dark days come if you do not.
Okay. Well, you go ahead and take that hammer, and I'm real sorry if anybody went digging through your kinfolk's place.
Yeah, not a big
How will
fan
we
of that
know one
stuff.
of these pages when we see one?
Oh yeah, I can't read.
I can probably assist with that. I have some extra senses.
I do not know. I know the pages shift, the pages change, the pages are alive. They can appear to be however they wish. I know
We want to like
one.
destroy.
I know one of the pages is the man of wealth, or perhaps the man of wealth has one of the pages. I see him in a place where the stars, the sun, the moon is tracked. And that's all I know.
Do we need to like destroy the page? Is that the goal? Or do we just need to capture the page?
He shrugs. Says, the
Perfect.
hero will know.
Here we'll know. All right, Scab. To the observatory, but not right now. Beer first, and then food, and then a nap. A long nap.
I don't know nothing.
Don't worry. I don't either.
Were there any other particularly wealthy people other than the coma guy?
Yeah. So the banker,
Banker
that's missing.
Banker and the fish guy.
Yeah, the fish. Well, okay, so the guy you were looking for, Aloysius, was
He's dead.
he's dead. The fishmonger is in the hospital.
Yep.
The only other wealthy people in town were the banker. Possibly the woman that runs this place is supposed to be very wealthy, but he did say he. But who knows? The other place is supposedly there is a cult in the area. Its leaders might be wealthy. Actually, Chance knows about them.
Yeah. I said the place where the stars and the sun and the moon are tracked, and like observatory probably.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they go.
Keep in mind
out.
that there are 2 observatories in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the new one that was just built. That one of the reasons Pierce is here.
Yeah.
But there was also discovered an ancient one as well.
I feel like you might be talking about the ancient one because he didn't use. He didn't say will be tracked.
Okay.
So our clues were a rich man, 7 riders, and what was that third clue again?
A place where the stars, sun, and moon are tracked.
Yeah.
And then it.
Yeah. Well, Scab, this is your call.
Yeah. Lead us. But like not right this instant.
Yeah, we need doctors and food.
Unless you're
and rest.
leading us into like a full belly and a good night of rest.
Right. I mean, I think Jebediah has a really good point. It sounds like it's an old problem. It makes sense to go to an old place. If y'all want me to like shine your shoes or take any of your clothes to wash while you sleep, I'll do that.
Nah.
You've been through quite a bit. Why don't you take some time to work on patching yourself up?
We got a
I'd
lot
really
of gold
appreciate
holes
that.
to fill.
I do. I got about 13 points of holes to fill.
Yeah.
Okay, so whoever has the lowest luck amongst you, make a luck check.
That's me.
It's 7. I don't know about you.
Right now, mine's a 6.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. 5, I pass.
Wow.
Oh,
All right. The doctor, while drunk, has not yet taken his laudanum for the night, so he's functional yet drunk, but he is able to attend to everybody. So everybody will be able to take advantage of a doctor's help, which means you can get 2 hit points back overnight. For those of you who get hit points back the normal method. If you spend all day, so this is sundown. If you spend sundown to sundown, you can get 3 hit points back.
I guess I'll just start stitching myself up.
I think
Well, we're gonna need like a
do that.
whole week to heal.
Yeah,
we
healing
need to
slow
work
unless
later.
you've got magical healing.
Or if you can heal a hit die per hour.
There is that too.
I would definitely say that we need to take advantage of a full day doctor care.
I need 13 points back.
Yeah.
Attribute damage, you get if with under care, you can get up to 2 points of attribute points back per day.
Okay. And that's in
For
addition
each
to
of the
healing?
attributes. Yeah. In
For
addition to
each
healing.
attribute?
To each of the attributes that
Okay.
are down.
Let us definitely take advantage of that. So 2 hit points and 2 to each attribute.
And that's going to
Alright.
take you essentially you're doing nothing for
Yeah.
the next 24 hours.
So does
Okay,
that mean
I'm
that
gonna
I
go in
get?
3 hours.
I saw something about I get 2 luck back. Would that mean I get 2 for every 1? Is that why it said that? Because if you always get 2 back.
No, you don't get luck back. Luck is one of the attributes
Oh.
that don't refresh. So like you're the only one that gets luck back. Nobody else gets luck back.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, luck is a finite resource. You get it through, role play and other things, but your character class regenerates luck.
Sweet.
I plan to spend it sparingly.
Yeah. Yeah, so Scabs probably did eat all of Dimitri to be able to heal up all the damage that you took. So there's no corpse. We'll say you left a hand in what is our character's name? Oh, Killian. So you left a hand in Killian's possession, but other than that, you probably ate all of poor Mr. Dimitri. All right. So, Pierce, are you going to go out back for your gold after you just hit it outside?
Yeah, once he's gone, I'll definitely, as we're waiting for the doctor to show up, I'll definitely go scoop that stuff and bring it inside.
You're going to bring it inside. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Glad to stand guard over it wherever you like, sir.
You take care of yourself first. We'll just.
Well, I'm okay.
You're okay? Well, if you're fine, why don't you keep a hold of it, keep an eye on it, and see if you can find a blacksmith that we can pay a very healthy share to melt this down.
Yes, sir. I'll
Well-
go find. He's probably asleep, but I'll find it so we can do it first thing in the morning, sir.
Sounds good.
You live in
Made
this
it.
town, Scab. You know who the blacksmith is.
Actually,
There's
I know
only
where
one
they
in
are.
town. Yeah. I mean, there's a whitesmith. If you want to go to somebody that specializes in gold and silver and jewelry, there's a whitesmith. That's a lot of gold, though. So which way are you going? Blacksmith or a whitesmith?
I know 2 different ways we can go about this, Mr. McIntyre, whichever you prefer.
Maybe the one that specializes in gold. They may be a little more capable of handling this, and yes.
Right.
They'll probably take a cut, but it might be worth it.
Yeah, I'm willing to let them take up to like a quarter of it.
That's a lot of money.
That is
Yeah.
a lot, but it's still a lot of money for us. And silence is what I think we're buying the most here.
We had like
Yeah, I can
20,
just go
23 pounds of gold, I think.
Mhm.
I can just go sit on their doorstep, so we're their first customer if you like.
Sounds good.
While the doctor's in, can I probe him on how the rich dude is in the coma and healing? Like,
Yeah.
get some more information about that.
He's still in a coma. He does say that he actually He says a bunch of telegraphs came in for him today. He was hoping that he would come out of his coma, but he hasn't.
Hmm.
Basically all he tells you.
Interesting. I'll have to find a way to see what those say. I think I'll want to work on button into that whole thing while everyone's recovering their HP, because I don't have a whole lot to recover. After
so
one
you
night,
can
I should be good.
get a normal night's sleep and you can go out and do stuff during the afternoon tomorrow. Okay, so unfortunately, it sounds like you're leaving the gold under the roof tonight, which means sometime after midnight, this is one of the few buildings that has electricity in the town, or one of the buildings that does have electricity in the town. There is a large boom that wakes you guys from your sleep. As one of the relays, the electricity that runs the building explodes, causing a fire in the Star Hotel.
Well, that certainly lends some credibility to that cursed crap.
Yeah. So it essentially the room that all of these circuits are kept in that powers the place, the ceramics are just destroyed, starts a huge fire down there. They do manage to put it out, but unfortunately means that you guys do not get a solid night's sleep. So instead of healing the 3, gonna heal the 2.
Okay.
Dang.
Oh,
Yeah.
good, because that's what I already recorded.
So yeah, you guys are roused in the middle of the night as people are checking in to see if any of the outlets in the rooms had sparked enough to cause fire in any of the rooms. Some of the rooms did. Yours was fine, although you're all in separate rooms. But it doesn't really matter. So they get it under control, but it does cause a lot of disruption through the night where you need some sleep. So you sleep further into the day. Jebediah. So you're the one that can be up and moving around during the day along with Scabs. Actually, Scabs, let's do you first since you just kind of sat out front of his establishment.
I don't sleep so good anymore.
Yeah, so right at sun up, well-dressed man is heading right to the jewelry shop. His name is Bernard. Bernard knows you. I mean, you're a regular in the town. He's like, hey, Scab, something needed at the hotel?
Well, hopefully your services, sir. I have been hired on behalf of the esteemed Pierce McIntyre to request your services for the appraisal and I'm not good with big words, sir. There's a fancy man who's got gold, and you're a man who handles gold. And I said, hey, I know a guy. And I told him you're pretty reasonable and he's willing to pay you fair to handle it.
What's he need? How many ounces of gold? Does he want to turn it into rings, into bands, tie tacks? What's he want?
I think he wants some contract. It's about 23 pounds. Is that
ounces,
a lot?
Ounces, right, Scab? Ounces.
No,
right?
pounds. It was real heavy, sir. It was a lot. But I told him you're
of
honest.
Gold. Son, gold?
Yes, sir. Now I know. I told him you're a good man, and if he was going to work with somebody, it should be you.
He's looking around to see if anyone's listening. Scab, he's quickly pulling out his keys. Why don't you come inside and let's talk it over in here?
Okay. Now I can't read nothing, so if there's anything needs signed, Mr. McIntyre will need to do that.
Scab, this man isn't a criminal, is he? I mean, this is not stolen gold that someone's going to come looking for, is it? He didn't rob a train or somebody's payroll.
Oh no, sir. That man couldn't rob nothing, but he's real learned. He's dressed real nice and he talks real nice. He's been good to me. He pays me 4 cents a day. I used to make 2.
Yes. Well, Scab, why don't you send him my way? That amount of gold. What does he want? A statue? I'm not much of a sculptor, I'm afraid.
I think he probably just wants to cash out. I don't think he has.
Oh, cash out. Oh, Scabs, I'm afraid I don't have that kind of coin on me for pounds of
Maybe
gold.
he just wants to make it bars or something.
Okay.
I don't really know, sir. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to waste your time or nothing. I'll figure.
Oh no! I'm interested. I mean, of course. My expertise doesn't come free. I mean, your friend will have to pay a fee for the smelting of his gold and all.
Right.
You're sure he's not? You haven't seen his face at the sheriff's office on any of those pictures, have you?
No, sir. He's got a real kind face. He's got kind eyes. He's a good man.
Okay. Well, you tell your friend to come here after business hours. It sounds like he wants to keep things quiet. I will make myself available after sundown. He's welcome to come by. I'll work late today. You have him come by. Okay, Scab?
Mr. Bernard, you're just the nicest fella ever. I'm so glad you're here.
And Scab, and he pulls out like this little bitty weight. This is an ounce, Scab. He pulls out a larger one. This is a pound, Scab.
Oh, I know.
Sure, it's pounds of gold, Scab.
I know very intimately how heavy this gold is. You have no idea how heavy and how well I know how heavy it is. I carried it myself, sir.
I trust you, Scabs. I trust you. Okay. Tell your friend I'll be here working after sundown. The sign will say close, but if he raps on my door 3 times, I'll know it's him.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. You're a real good man.
He just does the non-committal. All right. Jebediah. So what are you doing in the morning? You're up while everyone else is still sleeping it off, getting as much healing as they can. The doctor comes first thing in the morning to change bandages and look everybody over as well. Keep everything up. He's more sober in the morning.
Okay. Yeah, I think I want to. Do you say like where those telegrams went to when in?
You can actually catch the doctor in the morning. He's like, I've got him right here, actually. Since I'm treating the man, we figured that I could hand it to him as soon as he wakes up when I notice that he's up. Unfortunately, prognosis isn't good. He took a pretty bad hit to the head, and I don't know if he'll ever recover, to be honest. He kind of...
I pray he does. So,
well, yes, I suppose some folks would pray for that, yes. You're not a town folk. I've never ministered to you before. You come out on the train?
Yeah, a few days ago at this point, I think.
Okay. Well, you seem to have a personal inclination to know about his health, and just to let you know,
I was there when he got injured. I don't really know much about his past or anything. I just, went through the trouble of getting him not outright killed, and I have been curious to see how he's doing.
A good Samaritan, then. Okay, well, something you should know, son. Have a seat. Laudlum?
Okay.
A little early, I know. Look.
No, I'll take
it. He pours a little out for you, a little bit out for him. Look, it's noble to think so well of your fellow human being, but you'll find that he's not really well liked in this town. He's been causing some problems, and he's one of our wealthier gentry, but he's very tight with his coin and not a very likable man. So I'm sure it would mean a lot to some folks if there was someone else looking for him. If you'd like to visit him, you just tell him that Dr. Snare said it was okay. You seem like a good man. If you want to just check in, maybe it'll do some good.
Okay.
Certainly no one else is going to.
I appreciate the info. All I can get being new here.
Make me a personality check.
Okay. I'm going to burn 2 luck on that.
Okay. So what does that get you? Ooh, that's bad. All right, so you rolled a 6, and if you're rolling, you get to roll for your luck instead of just taking the numbers, I believe.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll for those 2 points of luck, and let's see if you can get it to at least a 10. You do. Okay.
11.
Yeah. Look. In the off chance that he does come to, would you give him these telegrams? And see what it can hurt. I doubt he's going to come through. So these really won't mean much of anything. But if he does, he just pulls a couple of telegrams out of his pocket, hands them to you.
I'll take them and try and contain my excitement. And but, oh yeah, absolutely. I'll make sure he gets them.
You successfully,
at the very least, that nobody else gets them.
Person. That's
yeah.
All right. So there you go.
Awesome.
You have the telegrams. If you want to take a quick peek at them, it's from the business people that were trying to lock down a contract for the seafood in the area that you kind of know about before. They're giving him a 12-hour window. If they don't get a telegram back by late evening today, it falls through. They're willing to advance 20% to bank in town. They'll wire it. They'll send a telegram over for the transfer if they can hear back from him in the next 12 hours.
I am absolutely making my way to make that telegram go through and insert myself right in the middle of this deal.
All right, you want to do that now? You want to head over to the bank?
Yeah.
The telegrapher's office is right next door to the bank. So how do you want to handle this? I mean, the telegrams are for the specific person. So let's see, what was his name? Cyrus Crow. So yeah, the telegrams are for Cyrus from Bank Out East. Company called Pentex.
Okay. It kind of depends on how the telegram is sent. Do I need somebody else to send it for me, or am I able to like type it out myself if I know how, and then just say like I'm, the way I want to
how well
this,
you're able to schmarm your way in. Typically, people don't know how to operate a telegraph key, so that's what the telegrapher's for. But
because I think I would want to approach it as I'm still playing off of like trying to be this guy's only friend. And the angle I would want to take is like, we don't want all these. I want to update them on the scenario of, our friend here, let the bank know that he needs a few more days to make his decision. And I'd hate for him to, continue to get all this spam mail. I'm sure it's a hassle for you guys constantly getting messaged when he's not responding. So
you work it out.
I just want to clear all that up.
When you walk into the office, I mean, the sign, it's 5 cents a word to be sent.
I'm sure I can absorb his capital for paying this fee.
There's a woman in her late 30s that's manning the desk, very tight bun on the back of her hair, large Coke bottle glasses, gives you just kind of a quick smile. She points over to the pad. There's a pad next to the telegrapher's desk that you write out your message. And she taps the prices, 5 cents a word.
Okay. So that's what I'm telling them I want to do, but I do want to like accept the deal on behalf of this guy.
Okay, so what message are you writing out for her? Because you're not Cyrus. Everyone in this town knows who Cyrus is.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I would need her to send it for me.
Do you tell me a way around that? And does your character actually know how to run a telegraph? Because what is your occupation? Let's put it that way.
Occupation. Other than gambler, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so gambler's your class. Everybody has an occupation from your 0 level.
What did that come up? I was a partner. It says on my sheet.
Okay, you have no. Okay, so what happens then is, if you think your character might have at some point picked it up, it's still not a skill for your occupation, so you'd be rolling a D10 to get it across clearly instead of a D20. Now, something different in this than standard DCC is that your characters can learn skills. You can actually up to 2 skills per level that you can start learning. So, for instance, if Jebediah wanted to start to learn how to use a telegraph key on his own, you could start that by doing this here. You'd get a D10. You spend some hours at it. So like you could spend the rest of the day learning. You can go to the library and
I
learn.
think that would be a fantastic investment.
And then what'll happen is, instead of a D10, you go 1 die size up. And then when you hit the D20, it means that it is now a skill. Until it's a skill, you basically have to spend some time every day, working at it. So if you want to spend the afternoon learning how to use a telegraphy key and come back and ask if you could send out your own, you'd be doing it at a D12.
Okay.
I'd give you that. But you also would have to figure out some way for her to let you do it.
So the story I would feed her is that I've always been this is the profession I wanted to go into, but things went kind of crazy, and I'm like terribly interested. I'm like, oh, could I would love to, stumble my way through sending off my own telegram though.
Oh, wow. Okay. I tell you what, why don't you make me a personality check. Oof.
8, I'm going to burn luck on that as well.
Okay, so do you have a bonus for personality? Because you do add your bonus to the roll.
I do not. Just
Okay.
flat 10. So that'll be 11.
An 11. Okay. Ooh, that's not great, but it's so she's, she'll look you up and down and say, look, if you got a couple of dollars for my time, I'll show you around the keys, and when I take my lunch break, you're free to hammer on it all you want.
Absolutely. Obviously your services are worth some financial compensation, so I'd be willing to.
Sure, you spend $2. She gives you a few hours of showing you how to use the key. And then when she closes the place down for lunch, she lets you continue your studies. All right.
Awesome.
So you told me kind of what you wanted to say. Let's say it's really brief, though. Most telegraphs are brief. So you're saying that there's some problem going on, but you want to go ahead with the deal.
Well, so that whole story was for like me getting in the door to reply.
Okay. All right. So what do you want to say?
But now that I'm replying freely, I'm going to just accept the deal. So, because they said that they gave all the terms of it, right? And said I have 12 hours to respond. So I'll respond saying that sounds good. I will await the funds and appreciate doing business with you. Just like a real cordial.
Okay. Roll me a D12. Let's see if it comes across as desired.
Okay. Six.
Good enough.
And I'm going to burn another.
You don't need
do I need to burn it?
Just need a 5. Just need a 5.
Awesome.
Sure. You shoot off a telegraph. It's it's a little, you got just a few hours worth of learning. So it's kind of very simplistic, but not necessarily bad. Sometimes some telegraph offices are not as good as others. So maybe it was just a new person at the key. So you send it off. And just as she's coming back from her lunch break, you get a reply, and it comes in just, as you hear her in the entry rooms, you tear it off real quick.
Fantastic.
So deal's accepted. You should have a transfer to your bank in the next day, is what it says.
Great. And I was assuming that I was providing the banking information.
It seems like they already had it. It seems like they already had the information.
Oh, okay.
For that.
So now I have to figure out how to access his bank.
Yes, you do. Now you do have his wallet, which includes like his account numbers and stuff. But the only thing you're
Right.
contending against is that this town knows him, hates him,
Yeah.
but knows him. All right, so we'll cut. I'll say this takes most of the afternoon. So Scab, you work for the hotel a little bit today, as you're wont to do. So you get the pig brains from the the slaughter for the food this evening. They'll give you the pig brains and the stuff that they don't use.
You're too kind, ma'am. Thank you so much.
The rest of you guys are convalesced all day. It's coming to sundown before you feel like you're ready enough to get out of bed.
Gives us just enough time to go and melt some gold.
Yes, Scab, thank you for running that errand. I will definitely. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, he said we should come by after business hours. I think he understood you wanted to be discreet.
Yes, you are exactly right. And I do think that I should definitely not go alone. So who's coming with?
I'd love to go with you, sir.
You're done with all
I'll
your
come
stuff
along.
by this time, yeah, Jebediah.
Sweet. Yeah, I would absolutely want to come along.
I mean, I gotta rest some more, but I can get out of the bar for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jebediah, you hear the rustle of wings again. No one else seems to have heard it.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like look around me and see if I can see anything. But
Yeah.
when you say like rustle of winds, is it like something flying by me, or does it sound like something taking off? Or
like a very large bird settling near you.
I like pat my
No,
shoulders.
it's just like almost like a phantom oral thing. You didn't feel anything. You certainly don't sense anything. You just heard like the flutter of wings.
Neat.
I'll look down at the dagger again. I'm like, I really need to find someone that knows what this is. And I guess both Chance and Scab are native. I'm like, do you know anyone that I could probe on some like occult information about this?
I mean, I
Your
wouldn't
daggers or anything
recommend
like that.
probing anybody, but I mean, you could ask them some questions.
I mean, you probably should have
Yes.
asked that one-eyed feller. He seemed to be able to see
thought
a lot
about
without
it.
an eye.
I was gonna ask him, and then he had a pretty adverse reaction to that gold.
Yeah.
And I feel this might be in that same vein. It ate blood, so I don't think it's necessarily of the good kind of enchantment.
Kind of
maybe you shouldn't be so quick to judge.
Well, fair enough. I'm sorry.
Pop a little finger in your mouth there.
There wasn't a whole lot of room for error with him, it seemed. So I'd feel a little bit safer asking someone in town.
Yeah. Do we know a place in town that, other than the cultists who handle occult things?
Really, the cultists are the only people that deal with odd stuff like that. I mean, the town is just kind of under a pall of odd stuff going around, but really aren't any specialists in odd stuff.
Other than the cultists, probably.
Other than the cultists.
I mean,
I'll mention that. I mean, we got we had 2 cults for a while, but now we just got 1.
I mean, after we're done with our task tonight, maybe tomorrow we go talk to the cultist to see if we can figure out something about your knife. I mean,
sure.
We'll all
just be careful, because like you're talking to cultists about occult things, and they might get fancy for it.
Well, I'm fairly decent at occult things. And Scab here is a force to be reckoned with.
What?
Let's do the gold first, and then we'll find.
Yeah, gold
someone.
first for sure.
Yes.
Scab is also now carrying around this 10-foot tall thick as a tree stump staff
Uh-huh.
around
It just-
everywhere.
I
And
think
it's a
it looks like
shepherd's crook, so it's got that kind
Yeah.
of question mark curl on it.
it's like when you have one of the colossal weapons in Elden
Yes.
Ring. Something's just way
Yeah.
too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I do want to check is it? I guess it's kind of dark right now though.
Oh yeah, it's getting
Oh,
dark.
yeah.
But what you need?
Is the blade reflective at all? Like
Yeah, sure.
that I would like. I kind of want to just like look at it like a mirror, do like a 360 around myself, and see if I see anything in its reflection.
Oh, that's smart. Make me a luck check.
Okay.
What was this brilliant idea? Sorry.
He's looking in the reflection of the dagger to see if he sees anything.
Oh,
Ooh.
Uh,
Oh no.
He's going to
that's
see
a
regret.
it's a
Oh,
nat
wow.
20.
That's a heck of a fail. And yes, you get a hex token from that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see a death's head, like a death skull behind you for just an instant. And that's actually what gives you the hex. It just sends a shiver through your spine, but then you're not convinced you
Oof.
actually saw it. It may have just been your nerves.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that another time. But maybe when it's a little bit brighter and got more light to work with.
I tell you what, I have not been rewarding them probably as much as I should, but the whole thing about you scamming your way into getting some money into his bank, I'll give you a boon for that. So if you want to cancel out that hex right now, you can. Otherwise, you can
Awesome.
stake
Now
the
I only
money.
have 2 hexes.
Okay.
go.
Great.
All right, so you guys go over to Bernard's. Sure enough, his shop has got the close sign down, but you see a light on inside. Chimney still burning.
He said knock 3 times.
I will do as Scab instructs and knock 3 times.
Like as soon as the last knock reverberates, that door is opened just a hair. Just very quickly, it's like, Scabs, is this your friend?
Hello? Yes, sir. This is Mr. McIntyre. He's the fancy man with the kind eyes I spoke of.
Okay. Pierce, he's got like wanted posters that he must have gotten from the sheriff's office. He's just quickly flipping through them as he's looking at you.
Mhm.
Jebediah, you're there too, and I think we had said that you might be on a wanted list somewhere.
Yeah, farther down the train line.
Okay.
I'm also
Probably
there
nothing
too,
major.
though.
Probably like I pictured myself being like on more of like a barred from entry list on a few casinos.
Not necessarily wanted for anything,
Yeah,
just like
not
a
like
person of
federally
ill
wanted.
repute.
Yeah.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
make us stand around out here?
Yeah.
He flips through them real quick. He doesn't see Pierce's picture anywhere. It's like, oh, I'm very sorry. Come on, come in. This
Very
is
well.
very unusual circumstances. You understand? I just need to make sure that there's not any illegalities going on here. Scabs must have made a mistake. Scabs a very industrious young man, but
I'll
perhaps
just go
not
ahead
the
and push
brightest.
the door on in.
He's opened it. You guys
Okay, all right.
come in. He said something about pounds of gold
Yeah.
that you need made into something.
I'll
Yeah,
just
he
pull the
had that
gold
right.
out and set it on a table.
Okay. And again, there are these like grotesque statuaries, and he's like, "Oh, that's hideous."
Yeah.
It's terrible.
He would you mind if I just did some quick tests?
Have
I
at
do
it.
your thing.
Submerges us, to see how much it displaces. It's like, this is gold. It's mixed with something else. It's not pure, but this is gold. I can see why you would want it melted down. Honestly, these are
Yeah.
some of the most hideous figurines I have ever seen. And
Yeah.
is this meant to be a crown? It's not.
I-
It's not symmetrical.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know. We came across it through our adventuring ways and have claimed it as lawful salvage.
I see. So no one's gonna come looking.
No one.
For the,
No
okay.
one. This is all above board, but you know how when pounds of gold show up, people tend to
Well, no, I must say, Mr. McIntyre, I am a jeweler, a whitesmith. I typically turn gold like this, and I fashioned it into necklaces, rings, bands.
Mhm.
I'm afraid ingots are not a mold that I have, but how would a sizable medallion do? A bit bigger than a dollar piece?
Sure,
Would
that's
that I have
just
molds
fine.
for that?
Something that is easier for us to tote and not so hideous to look upon.
Yes. Do you happen to know what is mixed with the gold?
That is unknown to me as well as it is to you. Do you think in your process of smelting it down you could work that out?
Uh, yes, it would help if I knew what it was beforehand, but the process is the same regardless. It's a question of hazard.
I really
Uh,
don't know. But
Have
There's a
you?
lot of like water. Like, are there any
I would
metals that
err
are
on the
more
side of
commonly in the?
caution.
Maybe let's just start with a small piece.
well, and I'll tell you what, I know it could be hazardous to you, so I'm willing to make the offer of you keep 15% of it.
15% of the gold weight, not the total weight.
The gold, when you're done with your process, you keep 15% of
He
what
thinks
comes
about it
out of
for
it.
just a
Yeah.
moment. He says, "That's fair.
That should make you
15% of
a
the
rich
once
man.
I've divided it, 15% of the gold weight.
Yes, not the
Um,
weight on the table now, 15% of the weight when you're done with your work.
And just in case you're worried of anything hazardous, sir, like we don't know what it is, but there's a lot of like water themed stuff. Like so maybe like if there's any like saltwater metals or things of that nature. I don't know, but like there was like ocean type stuff.
I see. Well, I will consider it to be hazardous, as Mr. He kind of, you haven't said name, so he just kind of nods at Jebediah, who was trying to say, err on the side of caution. I will assume that it's hazardous and take necessary precautions. Whatever the other element is it just dross to you? Do I get rid of it? May I
I
use it
would
if it
be
is something?
interested in at least seeing it, maybe keeping it. If it's something valuable, we can work up a deal after the fact and how to split it as payment for your labors. But if you can, yes, I would like to keep it. I'm sure it has some kind of curious property.
Okay, very well. Come back tomorrow during normal
Big
business
issue
hours.
now.
That'll give me enough time to do the process on a pound or so of this, and I'll be able to give you some information then. The whole process, I'm going to need a few days to work with this much gold and to be safe.
That's fine.
Fair. As Killian finally wakes up from his nap.
Scab, is there something you were raising your hand, son? Is there something you needed?
Oh, I was just waving at Kelly and he's been out of it.
I think it's been the blood loss from the Bartek incident.
So Killian, you've
I'm
just been
so
staring
sorry,
off into the middle
Killian.
distance since the game
You,
began.
you did get to recover 2 HP though.
Yes. As you
Ooh.
continue to stare into the distance in your sleep with your eyes wide open. Okay. You also still have Mr. Dimitri's hand. The rest of Mr. Dimitri is now in scab.
Oh, that's handy.
All right. So yeah, he will process a pound of it tonight, come back during business hours tomorrow, and he'll let you know.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for helping us, sir. Like I said, I told him you're good people, and I'm real glad you're here for us.
If you only need a pound of it tonight, perhaps we could hold on to the rest of it.
That would be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably for, your safety as well. I'm sure having that much gold in your possession might be a little anxiety inducing. So
Well, I do have a vault, but no, you're right.
Do
It's
you have a
probably
vault?
best. Oh yes, of course.
Let's keep it here then.
okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, a vault's a little safer than on our persons.
A vault's a little safer than tucked into a burlap bag under my bed.
Or shoved into an undead child.
Or shoved into scab.
We
It's
weren't
okay.
gonna
I've got
say
a lot
that, I
of
thought.
crevices.
I'd say it's a little bit more safe in scab than in the bag.
It's very uncomfortable though.
If we had to
And-
like order our preferences of gold storage, I mean, like the bag, scab, and then the vault. You know,
Yes, and Scab has just gone through so much effort getting himself stitched back together.
I'm all patched up now. I'd
Yeah.
really like to keep myself that way if I can.
I would
I mean,
prefer
if you really need me to, I'll cut myself open.
you, my friend, are a champion, but no, we are not going to be splitting you open again.
you cut yourself
really-
up and then sew yourself shut.
You're such a nice man, Mr. McIntyre. Thank you. I really didn't want to cut myself.
Good, good, good. Yes, let's keep it in the vault.
Okay.
That way it's not under the same roof that we're in.
So as you're exiting the place, and yes, he's agreed to keep it in the vault. He'll
Does
have
it
a pound
explode?
of it processed if you happen to come by tomorrow during normal business hours, which is 9 to 5.
Yeah.
He'll let you know how it turns out.
If
As
it's
you're
still
leaving,
standing.
Killian has come out of his room finally, having rested a bit longer than the rest of you. He's now strolling in the evening. Sun is just now full down. Some people are out enjoying their drinks and having an evening stroll in the nice weather that we're having.
The poor fools. They don't know that the fish people are here. Or maybe they do know. Oh,
As
no.
a rather fish-looking person, doffs his hat for you as you walk by.
Hmm. Well, I suppose I'll try to locate the others.
Yeah, like I said, you run into each other. So they're just leaving Bernard's shop. So you see the rest of your party just exiting this jeweler's shop.
Ah, Killian. Good.
Ah,
You
I
still
s-
have that hand in your pocket.
Gun. Hand. Yes, here we are.
Good. On with the show.
Yes.
So you guys are standing out in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll just,
go back. Let's find somewhere private.
Gun. Yes.
Okay. So
Um,
what? You're doing this in your rooms at the Star, or do you go to the cemetery? Where do you go?
I would vote for a stable.
Stable. Okay. Well, the Star has a stable right next door. It's the SQ to the right of the hotel there. Your horses are stabled there, so you just make the excuse of going in and checking on them.
Yeah.
Killian, so you take the hand out and you're preparing to do your special thing. And behind Jebediah, for just a moment, you see some large winged thing and a halo of bright light. It's just like, it's bright enough that you kind of you turn your head for just a moment. When you look back, it's gone. And Dimitri, or at least Dimitri's spirit, standing right behind Jebediah. And he's rolling a cigarette, puts it in his mouth, lights it, and says, "No need to cast no spell to talk to me."
Oh. Well then, what would you like me to do with this?
Just feed the rest of it to the kid. He made short work of my body, needs the rest of it.
Sorry about that.
No one else sees or hears him, just Killian.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So as you go to cast the spell, Killian, what happens is like you kind of go into that place where you can kind of sense and see behind the veil, and so like Dimitri's spirit's already there.
Well, I don't really need this actually. Turns out he's rather present here. Scab, this is for you.
Yeah, Dimitri just says, with my most regards, bon appetit.
Oh wow, Mr. Killian.
You
thank
can't
you
hear
so
him.
much.
You don't see it.
Oh, just Mr. Killian
No,
handed it to
Killian,
me,
yeah.
so I say thank you. Are you
Okay.
sure?
Yes, absolutely. I can see him more or less right there. Speaking of, what questions would we have for him in terms of this, investigation?
Where?
Should I be scared about the knife I have on my person?
Probably, but everything should be
Pinky's
fine.
out.
Can you ask him? I think that's what the Jebediah was asking. Can you ask him about the
Yeah.
knife?
Oh, yes. The knife. Is the knife terrifying
Oh,
in some way?
To certain critters out there. And it's also my link to this world.
Oh, he likes the knife very much, and it's very dangerous to creatures of darkness. So I'd hang on
Okay.
with that if I were you.
I don't think I'm one of those, so sounds like
Yes, I would
should be
say
fine.
keep it away from Scab, but yes, hang on to it.
So is he like just watching us, like hanging out with us?
He's
Judging
actually
us.
right behind Jebediah's shoulder on the hip that the knife is strapped to.
Hmm.
Just hanging out, smoking some spiritual weed there that he just rolled.
Nice.
You don't see any winged things, do you, Gillian?
Yes, right there. Well, not right there, but I can't really point through something. But if I could, it's right there through. The
Yeah,
veil
actually, you
between
don't
us
see
and
it
the nail.
now. It was just like a really fast impression. Dimitri doesn't have wings. It's just you have this impression of large wings and a really bright light, and it's completely gone now.
Might be something else to ask him about.
Have him spill the beans about everything, so that way we might continue his work.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
How much of our investigation how much of your investigation can you now make our investigation? What bits of information do you have for us that could help us get to the bottom of, well, what's going on here?
Well, I do believe that that one-eyed individual has put you on the proper path of things. You see, some of us, we're part of that original posse that interrupted that cultist ritual with the book. I was there that day, you see.
So this is not your first time here. You've been disrupting the cult, and there is a book somewhere.
Well, not so much a book anymore. You see, the pages scattered themselves to the far corners of the world. The reason why we came looking for this banker of yours is that we got wind that he had one of those pages.
Oh my, that makes things difficult.
Or perhaps he, as the one-eyed man said, he may be one of those pages. It's hard to tell with these things, you see.
So he may have, the banker that was killed may have or be a page to this evil book.
That is correct. And so when he disappeared and brought certain of us in the know come a-looking.
I see.
Now, I was Pinkerton, but within that agency and within many agencies, including the Rangers, our opposite number, there are those of us who are more in the know of these things. So it's not every Pinkerton you're going to run into that has an idea of all this occult knowledge.
So we may very well be on our own from here on.
You may. There are those that fight the good fight, as it were, but there are many who would bring about that spell that was in this book. brings about the coming of elder gods to this world, gods that would destroy and cause much mayhem. It was our humble species many, many years ago that put them behind doors, sealed away for what we hoped was all time. But this book is a fragment of one of them gods, and within it is the possibility of releasing his kin, which we strive to stop from happening.
All right, so here's the deal. Everybody, there's an evil book that can be used to summon
Pages, my good Killian, the pages, the book no longer exists.
right. So the book that can do the actual summoning itself is no longer available. The pages have been dispersed. And one of them, yes.
Yes, that's what the one-eyed cyclops told us, that there's a wealthy man in town that may have or may be one of the pages. There were 7 riders coming to town that would kill everyone that may have or be one of the pages. And that also there may be a 3rd page at the one of the observatories.
Oh. So, Mr. Pinkerton, sir, in what way would it be wisest to proceed?
Well, as the one-eyed individual rightly pointed out, I am not the hero of this tale, leastwise anymore. It is up for those of you robed in mortal flesh to take upon you that brand. Now, I will say that never have I heard of more than one page coming into such close proximity of each other, as is the case now. Something is brewing.
Well, okay, it seems that there's a conspiracy afoot, and perhaps more pages may be lurking closer together in this area on somebody's say-so.
Killian, you watch as Dimitri just kind of stubs out his cigarette on Jebediah's shoulder. Jebediah, you do actually feel like a little burst of like cold or heat on that shoulder for just a moment.
I'll like go reach for it and kind of like look around and
What did he have any information on where we should start?
Observatories.
Find the banker.
Find the banker.
Well,
I think we kind of already sorted that out. So keep on keeping on.
I guess, yeah, we
Yes.
do know, Jebediah, you've taken up friendship with this comatose banker.
is this the
different people.
banker? Or
Oh,
this
that's
is a
the
different
fishmonger.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
The banker's the guy who went missing. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Yeah.
we find the banker, we find perhaps a page of this thing, and then from there...
Find the banker, save the world.
that's it.
No.
Ask him what we do once we recover the page. Do we just destroy it?
Ooh, yes, that's a good question. Shall we just destroy the pages when we find them?
I don't believe the pages can be destroyed. They are something altogether not natural of this world. I think the best that can be accomplished is to contain the page.
Feel
Like a book.
Put them in jail?
Well, in a manner of speaking.
What about super jail?
Anyway,
Okay. I'm sure our way of handling the problem will become more apparent as we begin to approach it.
I'm good with that. Yeah. So
Okay.
Well,
we go and we recover a little more. We check in on our gold in the morning and we start tracking down well, I'm sorry. I am being presumptuous. This is not my decision to make. Scab.
I have a little bit of business to attend to tomorrow. I
I've
think
got a
some of
lot
us
of
need to
healing to
continue
do.
to heal.
No.
So
I work for y'all, so
Well,
if y'all get killed, I don't know what to do. So maybe y'all should be healthy before we go somewhere.
I can handle that. Yes. So, okay, let's rest up for the night, and then yes, the morning, check on our gold, let Jebediah continue his bit of business, and then we start tracking down clues on the missing banker.
Hooray! This sounds like a fun idea.
Out of
Okay.
all the ideas I've heard, it's one of them.
So you guys are going to take another just regular night's rest for
Yeah.
2 hit points back. Okay.
I
Jebediah
need
was
to go deep in for 3, or else,
Okay.
I'll be
So you're going to
recovering
take
for
all
an
day.
eternity.
Then.
Yeah.
The rest of you can be up and about the next afternoon, so you can visit the Whitesmith. Jebediah, you got any other plotting you want to do?
I do. So I would like. Is there a like loop back equivalent of a telegraph where you could send one and
you've
it would
got
look
this
like it would come
wire
from yourself?
that goes to the hut. And so you tell me, what do you want to do?
My goal is to forge a telegraph from one of his family members saying, hey, we just wired him some funds to aid in his medical recovery and see to it that he gets his best care. And I want to take that as like permission to the bank to withdraw funds on his behalf.
Ooh, okay. I'll tell you what. So forging the telegraph is easy enough because the lady, if you're paying, you pay her $2 a day and she's training you each day. So you get some time on the telegraph key. So you can easily pound out a message. That's easy enough. Now, the problem is you don't know any names of who his kin are.
Yeah. So he does. I have access to his house, don't I, with his stuff?
You have the key to his house.
I feel like I would like to go through just his house real quick and see if I can find like a painting or anything that lists family members.
Okay, I'll tell you what. So you're going to do this at night, or are you going to be bold about it and do it while there's still people moving around in the streets?
I feel like I want to go for boldness, like early morning, go to his house.
Show up early morning. You have a key. You open the door. Go and you notice that his milk delivery has continued. So he's got several bottles of now spoiled milk on his porch.
I'll be sure to take those inside. And
let's just bring this down to a luck check. Make me a luck check. If you make it, you will find enough paperwork to be able to figure out his family history.
Okay. Are you kidding me?
Wow, another nat 20.
Wow. The gods do not like that.
Jeez.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That's rough.
Yeah. I find nothing.
Oof.
Actually, with a complete failure like that, no, you find something all right. You basically find that this whole man's life is a complete sham. You being a flim-flam artist, game knows game. This guy has completely taken over someone else's identity and has been forging and playing things along for a while. So he has a number of business deals that are basically just like on the cusp of, and he's collecting this money and then he flees. He's done this in several towns. And so he's almost at the point now here in Sweetwaters where someone's going to come to check things out. So you're thinking this last deal he had going on was his last, I'm going to take the money and run right after this deal.
He's about to catch his check and bail.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that's what you find out. The rest of you guys, the doctor doesn't come to you that night. He was supposed to. He's going to bring some medication. He doesn't come.
Oh, dang. That means I'm only going to get 2 HP. That rotten doctor.
I can go and see if I can find the doctor.
You want to go and track him down?
Yeah, Scab, would you accompany me? You're muted there.
Scab has lost his voice box.
I'm sorry, I had a piece of something stuck in my throat. I'm really sorry.
Piece
Probably a
of Dimitri stuck in
thumbnail,
there.
Yeah.
So,
That man was real sweet. I mean, just a good fella.
so you eventually track the doctor down. He's actually still at work. It seems that Mr. Bernard suffered a heart attack.
Who's Mr. Bernard again? Is that the fishmonger?
It's our white smith.
Yep. And the doctor has been working on him since it was reported. And he has, unfortunately, by the time you track the doctor down, he has reported Mr. Bernard as dead, as deceased from heart failure.
Ooh.
Well, Scab, this is quite tragic. You know how the big one-eyed man said the gold was cursed?
I remember something like that, sir.
I think we should just leave the gold in that vault and forget we ever came across it.
Whatever you say, sir.
Given the opportunity, I'm tempted to suggest we get that gold and throw it out and back into the swamp.
That, if we don't want the town to be destroyed, that might be the solution.
I kind of like, this place just a little bit. Not
I mean,
a lot.
you are the most eligible bachelor here, so.
I'm to think of it, you're the only eligible bachelor.
I mean,
here.
provided you don't want fish children, sure.
And
I mean-
the mistress just give me breakfast every day. And I do appreciate getting breakfast.
How do we get into the vault, though?
I mean, someone's going to have to. I mean, we could probably talk to the sheriff, just tell him we had a deal. And
So just real quick, is everybody together then?
Well, for
Jebediah,
sure.
you could
Yeah.
have been done with all of this. Okay.
Yeah, I'd be with them, but I'd be pretty distant. Like they'd say, like, "Oh, he had a heart attack with it. Oh, that sucks." Yeah.
let's just describe
his
some of the
brain.
things that are in the vault so that we can show some proof of ownership.
Well, let's not be insensitive. Let's give it a couple days.
Sure, I'm just saying, like, we can work with the officials here.
Yes.
No need to do anything suspicious.
Of course, this was all off the books.
That's why I say we got to describe the things. They're otherworldly. I'm sure.
You want me to just smack on it?
As much as I respect your brute strength, I think busting through a vault door might going.
Can you open them from the inside, sir?
I don't know. I don't really
Technically,
think
it's
either.
non-violent crime. I've got a bonus to anything non-violent if I try to safe crack.
that might
Yeah,
be
that
it.
does fall under your purvey of sneaky skills.
Well,
Yeah.
let's go break into the goldsmith and see if we can steal our cursed gold back and go throw it in the swamp.
You go down to the whitesmith shop. He's got the closed sign out. It looks like he left for the day as normal. It is evening. There's not a lot of people out. Most people are in the bars drinking now. How do you want to get the door open?
I guess that also falls under non-violent crime.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll
go ahead.
That's good.
Make me a skill
'cause
check.
I was about to
D20
call for
and any
Scab.
bonus you get for it.
okay. Don't think I add anything.
Well, you're going to add your.
Or it's one. I get an extra die size, so this would be a D22 then, right?
Right, and then if you've got a bonus from your agility, since it's like fine manipulation, you can take that.
Okay. No, just +0 on that. But I'll do a D22. I think is the next die size. right?
D24 up from D20.
Oh, D24. Okay. 5.
Wow. Honestly, his door is not all that well protected. If 5 was the target number, you're actually surprised at how simple the lock was.
Okay. All right. We are through that. Yes, onto the safe. We probably would have to search around for a little bit, but I bet it's his house wasn't too big, was it? So
No, it wasn't.
Probably
It was.
pretty cool.
I mean, it looked like a single floor, but you didn't see this the safe, so he must have a basement. Unfortunately, Joe, I'm going to say from this description, though, it means that you opened the door and stepped in first.
Mm.
Yeah, I probably would have.
Yeah. Okay, so make me a reflex save.
Oh no. Ooh. I guess I doubt a 6 is going to do that.
Nope, that is going to fail. Do you want to spend any luck on this?
I'll burn 2 luck. Why not?
Okay.
We'll see what this does. 9. I'll burn
All
one
right.
more.
Gonna burn one more. Okay.
There we go. 12.
Okay. So you save for half as a double barrel shotgun
Oh,
goes
God.
off as soon as you open the door.
Oh God.
I don't know how he had time to set a trap if he was dying, but that's mighty impressive.
Not bad. 8 points damage. Take 4 as you're like, oh my gosh, and you hit the floor, taking just some of the buckshot.
Ugh. Okay. Yeah, that would have hurt a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
you barely avoid most of the buckshot. You get sprayed by a little bit of the extra. Now it does. That was a double-barreled shotgun going off in the middle of town. So what do you guys do? It was not quiet.
Run.
Probably just shut that door and act like nothing happened.
Run.
So running away or running inside?
Running away.
Pull the door
Yeah.
shut.
Pull the door shut. Run away.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Whatever you say,
The last thing you
sir.
see before you pull the door shut is that his little workstation had several bowls of something laid out, and you see that there was a notebook laid out, like he was doing some last minute work before he closed up.
Who's closing the door?
I assume
I'll
Joe
close the
seems-
door, but perhaps we want to get permission to seize our funds back from him. Like,
That's what Dan said.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you close the door and run.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That seems a fitting place to close up for tonight then. Long on story, low on rolls, but hopefully you guys had fun with
Yeah,
that.
that was good.
And yeah.
Dear Lord.
Okay, so I'll call it there for the night. So I presented with a bunch of kobolds here and one person from the Pludecast. So Chuck, you got anything to roll for the kobolds?
Yeah, kobolds this week. If you swing by twitch.tv/Defenders of Kobold. Wednesday, we're going to be doing Thunder Rift. That's the D&D basic setting, but we're using the Forbidden Land system, the Year Zero engine, to play it. Friday, 10 p.m. Once again on Defenders, we're doing Shadowrun. This will be the wrap up of our current Shadowrun little mini campaign, because then Joe's going to take over and start running the system that he's building. So you'll get to see it be assembled before your eyes. And
Some
next
Envia gameplay.
Yeah, next Saturday we'll be on Defenders, 9 p.m. We'll be doing the Darkest House, and we're getting close on wrapping that. So make sure you tune in, as we currently have possibly two of the characters dead, and the other two trying to figure out how to save them. So, yeah, that's what Defenders have got going this week.
Awesome. Jeremy, we got a new Pludcast coming out anytime soon?
Sadly, no. But what I will say is you can check out Aaron Reese on Patreon. See some awesome comic book stuff going on, some RPG assets, some maps. You won't be disappointed.
True.
Stuff. Check out my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/SteamSteelMurder. We generally go live Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Our next game is this Sunday. We're playing some Boot Hill 3rd edition. Some more cowboy goodness. Next Tuesday is 1st edition Dungeons and Dragons, as we are running through the Desert of Desolation series. And Friday, we currently got a BX Dungeons and Dragons in the Mystara universe going on. Check out the podcast at BlueMagic, BLUMAGIK.com. There's over 11 years now worth of all kinds of role-playing goodness on there. So check us out. Thank everybody for watching tonight. Thanks, guys, for playing.
Yeah.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Everybody.
Bye.